Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yeah, we're doing a Bitter Reality Black Rye IPA. And no, I didn't name that, somebody else did. Yes, that's right. This is a courtesy beer that was sent to me from Robert at My Brew Supply in Twinsburg, Ohio, which I was shocked when I was talking to Clay from Jaded Scylla and Larry from Barbecue Larry. They know Robert, they go there too. Yeah, it's a local homebrew shop in Ohio. If you haven't been there and you're in the neck of the woods, swing on down. I'm pretty sure Barbecue Larry's somewhere up in Chicago and goes down, so you know what I'm saying? And it's a nice little drive that's probably worth it to get out of the city. But we've got 3 big bags here, and we've got almost 13 pounds. It's like 12 pounds, 5 ounces, and I am gonna modify it. But Robert watched a lot of my videos and figured out exactly what I like. And he's like, hopefully I nailed it. And you did, Robert, you definitely did. So we're talking Black IPA, with rye, a whole pound of rye. Yeah, gonna add some spice to it. And some of my absolute favorite hops. Been meaning to do a video about something about people getting into home brewing and then when you finally learn what you like and don't like, but we'll do that video some other time. But we have Centennial and we have Chinook. And the recipe, the alphas were a little different, so I'm gonna have to modify some things. I just took notice of that, not a big deal, not too worried. As for what am I gonna modify? I'm not really gonna modify the recipe. The recipe is a great recipe, I really like it. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna add some rice hulls because, you know, I just got that kind of dumb luck. So I'm gonna add some rice hulls to avoid any kind of stuck mash, help a little bit better for the actual, you know, recirculation. Rye definitely gets a little gummy and I wanna make sure everything's flowing there. Got a little bit of oatmeal in there, but not much. The oatmeal is going to help carry the flavor, which is a great thing. And I believe, oh yeah, and some chocolate wheat, which wheat, of course, does the same thing. But we've got a little bit of an issue. I use Beersmith for most of my recipes, like 99% of them. But a lot of people have been asking for the recipes and they don't want to sit and watch the video to catch all of it and write it down. I didn't think about the part of writing it down, apologize, or typing it all in. So I'm going to start using Brewfather app going forward. I'll leave a link for Brewfather app for this video or for this recipe, so that way you can grab it. I'm not an expert at Brewfather. I'm not an expert at Beersmith. My problem I'm having, and I'm working through it, trying to figure it out, and I don't think I'm going to nail it 100%, but these two come up with different calculations for like almost everything. Just either very slight or more than I would like to you know, accept as acceptable difference. So this one's over here sitting at, I believe it was 6.7%, no, 7%. This one's sitting over here at 6.7 with a possibility of, no, 6.8 with a possibility of 7.6, which I don't think it's gonna hit. I really don't think that's gonna happen. The IBUs over here are like 76 almost. Over here, we're sitting at 67. It's frustrating. And they're using the same algorithm and they can't be. There's something different between the two, but that's okay. Also, huge thank you to everybody with the Brewzilla that helped me with the last video and told me a lot of different things to do. So today I am going to, use the little wrapped Bluetooth temp probe over here to manage the temperature for the mash. Then when I get to the boil, I don't care what manages it. We're just gonna rock and roll. I set my temperature differential down to a 2.5. Some people said as far as 1. I don't want it to kick on and off a lot, so I'm gonna go at 2.5. If I need to adjust it, I'll adjust it. Other thing is, oh, and we're gonna use USO5. I have not used that in years. And I kinda got burnt out on it, but it wasn't USO5's fault. It was because I didn't have great temperature control. Now that I do, it'll probably be absolutely amazing. I do know there was a local brewery here that was using that as like their go-to yeast and having great success, so I'm all good. But we're gonna go beyond this. Oh, and Chinook, grapefruit, pine, spicy, all up my alley. So the other thing I'm gonna probably modify, other than rice hulls, of course, I'm gonna add some rice hulls because I've got rye in here. Rye gets sticky. Keep in mind, if you go, hey, Robert, I wanna order, or I'm gonna come by and pick up, you know, cause yeah, he does online, that's right, you can order it online. Bitter Reality Black Rye IPA. You can tell him you'd like to modify it. You can say, hey, I want that kit, but I need an extra 2 ounces or an extra 3 ounces of whatever hops. I want to add some dry hop, and that's where I'm going to modify it. So right now, we've got 2 ounces of Chinook, one at 60, one at 30, or no, one at 60, one at 20, and then we have some Centennial. We have about a ½ ounce at the 0 minute, and then we have another 1.5 ounces for dry hop. I have some Centennial. and I have some cryo Chinook. So I think I might actually use those in the dry hop. Keep in mind, on a 5-gallon batch, you hit around 4 ounces of dry hopping and you start losing, you're getting that diminishing return thing going on. So that's something to be aware of. Doesn't mean you can't put more, although the more hops you put, the more loss you're gonna have in your wort. And then on top of that, diminishing returns. So just some things to keep in mind. But I'm gonna go over the recipe and we're gonna get brewing and we'll get mashed in and rock and roll. So first of all, we have 10.5 pounds of just straight pale 2-row, not a big deal. Then we have 1 whole pound of rye. We have 7 ounces of black malt, 500, that's giving us our color. 6 ounces of caramel malt 40L, 6 ounces of chocolate wheat malt, very, very nice. And then we have 4 ounces of flaked oats. Like I said, Chinook, we're talking about 1 ounce at 60 minutes. The recipe showed a 13 alpha, this is showing 12. And then over here, the alphas was 10.5 on Centennial, but it doesn't matter because it wasn't contributing to the IBUs. So my IBUs would be a little lower. I may or may not compensate for that. I'm not sure. I may move that 20 to a 30, but we'll see. And then at 0, we're dropping a 1/2 ounce of Centennial, and then 1.5 ounces of Centennial. After about 6 days of fermentation, I'll drop that in for about 4 days of dry hopping, and we're gonna do US05 at around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot how wide the temperature range is. Keep in mind, just because you have a wide temperature range doesn't mean you can do this all day long with your temperature on your fermentation. You need to kind of keep it smooth, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to adjust, you can adjust. Like you start off a little higher, or you can start off, I am gonna kick it up to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit when I'm doing the dry hopping, just really get that aroma going. And the other change I'm gonna do is that he recommended the mash at about 154. I don't want it to be a heavier body, closer to a stout or something, so I'm dropping it to 152, get a little bit more fermentable sugars out of it, not much. The other reason I'm really doing that is this thing likes to spike a little, just like the Anvil does occasionally, and I wanna make sure I don't really go over 154. So that's gonna help me keep that into control a little bit better. And like I said, we'll have to see where we end up. I'm thinking we're gonna probably be around 6.7 to 7% estimated. If we go over, we go over. I'm not really worried, but I gotta modify the recipe real quick to get that IBU correct because like I said, it's 12% instead of 13. Not a big deal, really not a big deal. And I think that's it. Oh, brewing salts. I already threw them in, sorry. I'll put them over here. Yeah, check it out. I really did a lot of research on the brewing salts for this specific beer. I've done it before on Black IPAs, but I modified it a little bit more, and it took quite a bit of manipulating to get the numbers as close to where I wanted them as possible. So let's get mashed in and let's get brewing. Okay, I got the rice hulls in here. I've got all of the grains put in containers, and the rye with the chocolate, malt, and the oatmeal. It smells like chocolate milk. It just does. I don't even notice the rye, I just notice the chocolate. But I modified the recipe a little bit, and I'll update you on that shortly, but that's for hops. Had to adjust it a tiny bit, not a big deal. Put the rice hulls in here, and Robert, I don't know what you're using for a grain crusher, but it did an amazing job. I'm OCD, I always have to double check the crushes from anyone, and even the grains that didn't look crushed, I touch them and they just fell apart. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, once bitten, twice shy, you know what I'm saying? So we'll go ahead, we'll speed this up, and we're gonna get mashed in. I did have to take the temp probe out, so it's saying something like 60 degrees. I'll kick it back up. Once I hit the 152 mark, I'll run the 75 minutes, and we'll be there for 75 minutes. We'll mash out at 168 for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna sparge and we'll rock on. Here we go. And I didn't mention, I gotta get mashed in because I've got ribs on the smoker. Doing a little barbecue today. Okay, we're mashed in. I lost the lid, looked all over the place. It was sitting right in front of the unit. Can't believe I did that. Gotta tighten that a little bit. So I'm gonna stick the lid on it. I'm not gonna start the recirc until it's had a good solid 10 minutes or so to sit. We're gonna drop that down so it's kind of right in the center. That looks pretty good. And I'm gonna kick the heat back on and we'll resume here shortly. Okay, we're sitting at 152. dead center on the mash. Yeah, I'm still learning the Brewzilla, and I think a lot of people out there are, to be quite honest. So I have the heat at 100%. Everybody's like, oh, drop it to 20, drop it to 10, drop it to 50, drop it to 60. I heard numbers all over the place. Well, I have it at 100%, and I had this managing the temp, and it would not get this over 144 degrees Fahrenheit, like maybe almost 145. So I was like, screw that. I went back and set the main system as the primary, cranked it up to 154 as my set temp. Guess what? My mash is at 152 now, and it seems to be consistent. So, yeah. If you have all these crazy issues with your Brewzilla, down in the comments. What worked for you, what didn't work for you. Let's see if I can adjust that so you can see. I have no clue what it says right now. I can't see it like you can. But yeah, so 152 according to my mash temp, and that's sitting dead center in the mash. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We still got about another 30 minutes, and then we'll crank it up and we'll go from there. But currently, yeah, I'm getting it under control. Yeah, I'm getting it there. I just don't understand why setting this as your primary, it wouldn't work its butt off to get this to where it needed to be. And it still didn't do it. So, whatever. Oh, and it keeps flashing. I got, you have the latest firmware, because I did a firmware update last night to make sure I was good. But we're getting there. Okay, I know you can't see it now. It's already cranking away. No, that's still 152. This temperature is going up fast. But that's not what this is doing. And this is the mash. I left it at 154, told it to just go with the sensor at the bottom, and left it at 100% on the heat. And that sat at 152, 151.5, 152.5 the whole time. It did a great job. So now I'm cranking it up to 168, so I told it 172. We'll see how that goes. If it's 170, that's fine as 168 as far as I'm concerned for mashing out. And I'm getting ready to heat up a gallon of Sparge, and we'll go from there. Okay, a little trick to make sure you don't have any liquid in here. Have the pump on, turn it off, watch for it. You'll see it dip. Woohoo! And then close it. Yeah, trap a little air. That way we know we don't have any liquid escaping. Okay, it's time to lift the basket. Okay, let me pop these bad boys up. I do like this foam thing up here to keep myself from burning myself, which is quite nice. Let's see if I don't drip too much. Nope, not too bad. Okay, and for those who are worried about me falling, I am working on a solution so I won't have to do this in the future. Just thought I'd share that one. Looks like I was getting a little bit of a stuck mash again. A little frustrating with this. Gotta tell you guys. I paid for this, I bought the system, I bought 2 of my anvils. This system, definitely frustrating, extremely frustrating. Don't feel like it should be, but it is extremely frustrating. I had a concern about the over-complexity of this, and yeah, it's not letting me down on that over-complexity. Over-complex, here we go. If you're watching this video, I survived. That's all there is to it. Okay, I wish I had that second leg. It was squirting beer out. This is gonna suck. Okay, it's not squirting now. Freaking A. My shoulder is killing me, guys. Okay. That's gonna drip for a while. And now I'm gonna go get the Sparge water. I'm gonna go ahead and Sparge, and we'll get ready for a boil. Okay, we're almost at a boil. I got defoamer going. I've had it at 230 Fahrenheit for a while. It's not quite getting there, so I kicked it up to 240. So hopefully we'll get there. Got the paddle ready, got the defoamer ready. We'll be here for 90 minutes. I know, I was gonna do 75, but I did a 155 gravity reading with my Brewing America hydrometer, and said I was gonna miss my OG by like 0.001. And I'm like, nah. So I'm waiting for the last of the runoff. I'm gonna put it over here. That way at least I'm hitting my numbers maybe a little better. I like a black IPA, especially a black rye IPA, to be, you know, a little on the higher side. So if it's close to 7 or right at 7, I'll be super happy. And that's all I'm worried about right now. So we're starting to hit a boil. So we'll be here, like I said, for 90 minutes. And first edition, hop edition, is at 60. So I'll be back at 60 minutes till the end of boil. I'm not chancing it. I'm dropping a little defoamer in there. I don't know why too. As this stuff gets older, you need like 2 or 3 drops instead of 1. It's already starting to break, which is nice. If anybody has an easy way to get that heat exchanger out, let me know. I'm thinking if I could get some wire like this that's on this temp probe, I could pre-wire it, and that way when I'm done, I could pull it out. I don't have to take it out. Just like to take it out if I could, but it is what it is. So, one less thing to occupy the system. Okay, I'm gonna leave that kind of like that, just to, yeah, we're getting into a really good raging boil. There you go. There you go, nice raging boil. Almost a boil over. Never good. Okay, we'll be here for 90 minutes. Never take your eye off of the boil. You don't want to boil over, trust me. And I had a massive raging boil. I used my 5-star defoamer twice. It still wanted to rage. I finally killed the power, gave it a second, lowered the temperature a little bit, and I think I'm good. But that's the key. I think I'm good. I'm gonna keep watching this to make sure I don't have a boil over. Yeah. Okay, I have the Anvil hop spider in there. Gonna do the 60-minute hop edition. If I don't drop them. Woo, and don't burn my hand. There we go. We'll be here for another 40 minutes, and then we have the 20-minute hop edition. We'll rock on. Okay, we're on our last 20 minutes. Oh well. Tried to get it in the hop spider, and I missed it a little. All good. Okay, we're in the last 5 minutes, so I'm gonna drop Whirlflock tablet, and I got a little Fermaid O. I know it's expensive, but hey, it is what it is. Oops, helps if I actually have the spoon the right way. Between this, making my barbecued ribs or smoked ribs and everything else, I am brain fried. I've decided I'm gonna drop the 2 ounces of Centennial in at the last 0, but then I'm gonna, at about 176, 180 Fahrenheit, I'm gonna whirlpool it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll cool it all the way down. So, got about 4 more minutes to go. Okay, so I've had an oh crap moment. I've never had this before. The Anvil hop spider, I guess when I put the screws on, I should have tightened it. Yeah, never good. So we're gonna go ahead and grab it. I got the screws, I did not get the washers, so I'm gonna have to find those. Ooh, that's hot. Try not to burn myself. Goal number 1, don't burn yourself. Ah, crap. Slipping. It's slipping, guys. Okay. I'll just do it like this and lift it up high. Okay. There we go. We're gonna kill the heat. Go ahead and come around here. Okay, so heater's turned off. We gotta cool down just a bit before I drop the Centennial hops in, which will go in there. Cannot believe that happened. I'm gonna have to find the washers. The washers are in there still. Still up around the 200 mark. Drop this in there so it's nice and sanitized. This is where I want that heat exchanger removed. If I could remove it, I could get that down a little lower. Okay, let's see where that dropped us. 199, 200. Let's see if I get the cold water on here. Okay, don't pick up the jaded Scylla until you've chilled everything down, because it's gonna be hot. And I'm making a mess, but it's okay. Okay, so we have the hop spider around here somewhere. There it is. Drop that back in there. I'm gonna drop the 2 ounces of hops in there, and we'll let it whirlpool for about 2 minutes. Should be sitting pretty close to 176, 170. It's all good. Close enough. And we'll put the liquid on in there, and we'll turn the pump on. There we go. We'll be there for about 5 minutes, and then I'll take it all out and we'll cool it down, and then we'll pitch the yeast and we'll rock on. Okay, so we had a hugely successful day. I was very worried. I probably over-sparged. I squeezed the grains. I did everything to ensure that I hit my numbers, and I exceeded them because I did that. Yeah, so I'm sitting at, based on if you're looking at Brewfather versus Beersmith, 80.5 brewhouse efficiency or 81.5 or slightly higher overall mash efficiency. That's okay. I knew I was gonna get close, but I pushed it to ensure that I got there. If you haven't seen that, my wife and kids got that for me around Christmas. Just put it up recently, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, pitch the yeast. We're gonna get this at 68 degrees Fahrenheit to ferment for 6 days. I'm gonna ramp it up to 70 degrees for the dry hopping. I'm gonna add 2 ounces of Centennial, and I'm gonna add 2 ounces of Chinook Lupo Max, which is a lot like Cryo. So, no real odor here. I'm gonna see how I can do this without making a huge mess. I guess we can tip it. That way it, oh, and I'm already making a mess. Okay, there we go. And we'll drop that back down in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm already making a mess. If you hung out this long and you've seen the whole video today and you've watched everything, do me a favor, 2 things. One, first, leave a comment, hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Number 3 or 2, should we say? Number 2, we're gonna do a number 2 here. It's for anybody who hung out this long. Yeah, you see it? New in a box. It's not the Wi-Fi version, but it is the InkBird. Does the hot, the cold, does everything, okay? Down below, somewhere in the comments, in a sentence of some sort, put the word InkBird, all one word, and I'm gonna give this away. That's right, so whoever watched this video this far, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna start dropping some things towards the end of videos. I meant to do it earlier in the year, but hey, I'm doing it now. So again, if you've hung out this long, put the word InkBird in a sentence, and about a week from the posting of this video, I will pull someone's name. I never ask for any money for shipping or anything else like that, so don't fall for the scammers. And we'll pull out a winner, and whoever that is, I'll put it in the comments. All you have to do is respond to my email, mike@bitterrealitybrewing.com, and send me your address for wherever you want it shipped to, and I will send this to you. New in a box, InkBird, yeah. A little appreciation and a thank you to all the viewers out there. Like, subscribe, keep sharing, appreciate you. And thank you again to My Brew Supply. Robert, cheers.